All right, you guys, what's going on? Welcome to Devils in the Details. If you guys have a pen and paper available to you, go ahead and grab that up right now so you guys can write these things down, as we're going to go through this pretty quickly. All right, so what I want you to start off with is, what bad habits have you developed and or gained? For example, for me, it would be maybe a little bit more sedentary, stacking up on the fast food a little bit more often. Instead of having it maybe once or twice a week, I'm having it every other day just out of convenience and, with this whole corona thing going on right now. Next, you have to understand that you have to burn more than what you take in, okay? So this is going to go in order of importance. Calories being the utmost important. Second, your macronutrients. Third, your micronutrients. Fourth, nutrient timing. And then fifth, supplements, okay? So in that order, that's kind of how you should go about your health as it pertains to nutrition, okay? Number one being calories, macros, micros, timing, and then subs. Next, we're going to go over meal plans, okay? Meal plans versus flexible dieting. What does that look like? What are the differences between the two? In my opinion, I believe meal plans are great for beginners. And that's just because it adds more structure, allows the client to be more consistent with minimal effort. Now, the cons to a meal plan is you're eliminating a lot of food. If you've ever worked with a coach before or any type of prep coach like that before for health and fitness or weight loss, you realize it's the variety of food that you can have. It's not a lot of variety, very restrictive, and in the long-term psychological effects, you having a bad relationship with certain foods, okay? Now, flexible dieting, counting macros, things like that, I feel is more for the advanced individual, just because it's more individualized and you are learning a lot more as you go throughout counting your calories. It's more sustainable and less restrictive. Now, the cons to this is the learning curve on this is, to a new person inside of the gym is going to be pretty high, meaning there's a lot to learn in the beginning and you're going to mess up a lot. And it takes a lot of time and a lot of investment of your time to learn how to count macros correctly and how to weigh out your foods and do all that stuff. And I already said before, it's going to take a lot of effort in the beginning phase to kind of get this down. And, at times it could feel like a Tetris game to where you're trying to fit in X amount of proteins, carbs, and fats, so you can hit your caloric goal and macronutrient goal for the day. So neither one is necessarily greater or worse than the other. I think it's just dependent upon the type of individual that you are. If you're going to follow a meal plan and, you don't really care about variety, then that's great for you. But if you don't want to be restrictive and you want to be able and you have the discipline to count and track throughout your day, then flexible dieting is probably going to be the best route for you. Now, the next question is, do you need to diet 24/7, 365 days a year? No, I don't think so. If you're getting ready for a competition, or let's say you want to get in the best shape of your life for a wedding or any type of event, of course, I would recommend following a very strict diet. But outside of that, you don't really need to, you know what I mean? And if you spend a good amount of time learning and taking the time and investing time and effort into learning macronutrients and how they affect your body and you specifically, you don't have to diet 24/7. You can follow an 80-20 rule to where you're eating 80% whole food and then 20%, you could have those snacks, candies, ice creams, things like that, and what some people would call junk food. So you could follow the 80-20 rule. But before you can even do that and just go, free, you have to have some type of understanding and invest some type of time and effort into understanding how macros work, how calories work, and all that great stuff. So at the end of the day, it all comes down to, what is it that you're willing to do? What is it that you're willing to go through? Are you a beginner and you don't want to invest a whole bunch of time and you just want something to follow no matter what that is? Then a meal plan is going to be the best way for you to either lose weight, maintain, or gain muscle mass. But if you're on the opposite spectrum and you have a lot of time on your hands and you're willing to learn and put time and effort into understanding nutrition for yourself, then hey, flexible dieting may be for you. But at the end of the day, you really have to sit down and write down what it is you're willing to do to accomplish your goals and be honest with yourself. If you know you're not a good rule follower and you kind of like to take things into your own hands, then, out of the two that I've described here, out of the meal plan and flexible dieting, I'm pretty sure you could choose what's best for you. All right, you guys, thank you for your time. As always, if you guys need more help or coaching or anything like that, personal one-on-one questions, anything like that, feel free to DM me on Instagram at rvmp_training_. Thank you.